Talking about erectile dysfunction isn't easy. Most people brush it off or they blame themselves, saying things like, I lost my mojo. Or people make excuses like, hey, honey, I had a long day at work. I'm just not feeling it. Guys, with Roman, it is easy to talk about. With a real healthcare professional who can prescribe real medication, it's simple, safe, and totally discreet. With Roman, you get a free online evaluation and ongoing care for ED, all from the comfort and privacy of your home. A healthcare professional will work with you to find the best treatment plan. If medication is appropriate, Roman will ship it to you with free 2-day shipping. The whole process is straightforward, simple, and discreet. Go to GetRoman.com/Chael today. If approved, you'll get $15 off your first order of ED treatment. Dustin Poirier chose Conor McGregor over a title fight. I know we had suspicions of that, but it's very relevant. Dana came out and cleared this up. To that point specifically, saying that, yes, we went to Dustin. He was offered a title. He was told, Conor, fight is out there, but that's not going to be for a belt. What do you want to do? Very interesting spot. I don't know if we've ever seen anything like it, right? Do you want a title fight or do you want a bigger fight? And the athlete chose the bigger fight over, from a competitive standpoint, a title fight, which is probably a very unique situation that Dustin wouldn't have even found himself in had he not already been the champion. Right? Dustin's eagerness to be the champion, and as much as he wants it, the fact that he has conquered that already, I think, is what allowed him mentally to go in the direction that he went in. All right, fine, but it's relevant to the point because there was a topic going around. Was Dustin screwed? And the fact that Dana came out and said, no, he was offered, he was presented with two scenarios, he got to choose the one that he preferred to do, means no, he was not slighted in the least. It's very interesting, though. I mean, 155 pounds, the best guy out there, has said he's not going to do it. All right, fine. The next best guy was offered the fight, but said he wanted to do something else. Okay, fine. So now we're openly saying we got a good option. We grabbed two guys. We're going to call him the world champion. We acknowledge they won't be the best in the world. The best guy said he's not going to do it. And we're also openly telling you that the guy we think is next in line has chose to do something else. We're going to take you two guys. We're going to get on with it. We're going to get the belt out there, get active, and get busy. Okay. That's a lot to unpack, but okay. And we also have some clarity. And we also have a division that is unfolding storylines, and the storylines are pretty damn good. I would love a couple of follow-up questions, though, such as if Dustin was going to fight someone else and it would be a title fight, was that someone else going to be Chandler or was it going to be Oliveira? And there'd be no wrong answer. And Dustin's likely going to fight both of those guys. Anyway, what I'm sharing with you is there's no wrong answer. We would all love to see that round robin any way that they want to do it. It also appears, and I got to know why Conor couldn't fight for the title. Why was it? What was the reasoning in no title, period, going into the Poirier-Conor fight? Because I don't know that there would be a great answer. Is this because we're saying that Conor, because he just lost, he doesn't qualify to fight for a title? Is that all that we're going off of? I would listen, but Conor's had 3 world titles before. Whether it was the interim, the featherweight, the 155, he's had 3 world titles. Conor qualifies for a title fight, or we're saying, no, that doesn't make any kind of sense. Well, it has to make some level of sense if we're acknowledging that Dustin Poirier is the true number 1 contender, and we're booking another guy against him. It doesn't matter who that guy is. If the guy qualifies to fight in a main event against the solidified true number 1 contender, then that guy gets to fight for a title too. All right? I mean, do you see the problem there? You can't say, well, this isn't the right fight, and here's why. That's what I want to hear. Why? Why is it not the right fight? Simple question, but we could learn something if we found out what the answer was. And then moreover, do we have the lightweight championship match? And the winner of that draws into the winner of Dustin versus Conor. That's what it would appear. But the only reason it would appear that way is because those are the only 2 big fights at 155 pounds that are currently booked. If we had a couple of more big fights come out, we could easily change our mind. 155 does appear for 2021 to be locked up by a handful of guys. Poirier, Conor, Chandler, Oliveira, and you can't forget about Justin Gaethje. It doesn't seem as though it's going to be very hard for someone else to break in. Whether you're a Kevin Lee, Islam Makhachev comes to mind, Benny Darush. If you're one of these guys, no matter how good you are, it looks as though that's going to be a tough one to break into for 2021. It just sounds like the calendar and the story and the guys are already identified. Where are we going to do them in what order exactly? What are the stakes? Meaning, number one contendership, big old main events, world title fight. What are the stakes? So if you're at 155 and you are one of the three guys I just named, again, Kevin Lee, very fair. Islam Makhachev, doing great. Benny Darush going to finally get in there with Tony Ferguson just by example. You're going to have to strategize a little bit differently. It's not just go win a fight, make a call out. You're going to have to strategize. How am I going to bring one of these guys down? Do I have to do it physically by getting in the cage and doing it, or can I bring them down in the media? Can I outplay them? And if you're willing to do something that somebody else isn't willing to do, that's number one opportunity in this sport will come purely from that you're willing to do something that somebody else isn't. That's what I'm talking about when I'm talking about outmaneuver them. You may not even have to fight the guy and you can pass him. So you got to pay very close attention to your division. You got to pay very close attention to who's in what position, where on the calendar are they, and how do we believe this is going to unfold, both with a victory, both with a loss. You have to plan these things. To break into one of those huge opportunities for a 55-pounder that is not one of the top 5 guys right now can be done, but you've got to be ready. You got to be in shape. You got to have your weight on point. You got to have your paperwork. Make sure you're licensed wherever they're playing. Look ahead. Look at the calendar. Get everything ready. So of all of those big fights, nothing in this sport goes smoothly. That's the only thing that has been consistent since 1993 till now. Things happen. Unforeseens happen. Opportunities open up. It's going to require some patience. It's going to require a lot of discipline. It's going to require a lot of mental toughness. But don't count yourself out yet. Get yourself in a position and be assured that of the big fights that are planned, something somewhere is going to go wrong. Put yourself in that spot.